Hi, I'm Andre Daus. If you've tried selling digital or physical products through WordPress, you know it's not as simple as installing a plugin and hitting go. There are a handful of e-commerce solutions out there. WooCommerce, SureCart, easy digital downloads. Each has its strength and more than a few headaches. Today I'm introducing you to FluentCart, a new player from the team behind Fluent CRM and Fluent Forms. I'll compare it to alternatives like SureCart, WooCommerce and EDD. So you can decide what fits best for your business. FluentCart is a self-hosted e-commerce plugin for WordPress. It's in beta, or bleeding edge beta as they call it, but already includes licensing support, payment gateways like Stripe and PayPal, almost 99% done, and a modern view-based interface. It's designed to replace EDD for WPManageNinja. Unlike SureCart, it doesn't rely on external servers. And unlike WooCommerce, it's fast, lightweight, and doesn't overwhelm you with options you don't need. It seems to combine the best of both worlds. A dream, maybe? WPManageNinja used easy digital downloads for their plugin business, and they still do. But over time they hit limitations, especially around performance, extensibility and control, and, well, pricing. So they built FluentCart, and they started, I guess, 5 years ago already, and they worked on it for the last 2 or 3 years. Think of it as a modern reboot. The power of EDD, the clarity of SureCart, and the flexibility of Woo. Without the bloat. Let's dive in. Let's look at how it looks really and how it compares to other tools. So this is the dashboard. It shows everything on one page, what you would expect: total products, draft products, active coupons, inactive coupon, active coupons. This is the current beta version running on their server. Everyone is playing around this server because it's not available to install on local machines. So we are still waiting eagerly to get our own version of the plugin. You get all the recent activities, orders, get an order heat map on which is the world. Looks nice. So it really looks nice. Then we got the menu on the left and the menu on the top. I'm mainly interested in products to sell which are digital, memberships, plugins, subscriptions, and licensing. These are the two interesting parts for me. I run my own licensing server, which is a headache. I tried SureCart, which works, but it has downsides. So let's look at how this looks. You get the orders. You can see a lot of orders here. The customers, nothing fancy. The products, integrations. It's a lot of work to do. It integrates with Fluent CRM and MailChimp as they call it CRMs. They are not really a CRM. They are marketing automation systems. It's called Fluent CRM, and MailChimp, I guess they call it a CRM as well, similar like ActiveCampaign. Doesn't matter. You can connect them to send newsletters to clients. The reporting section is already done because I cannot think of a report that you can put into it in addition to the reports that are already there. It is extensive. It has everything you need. And it looks quite nice. You got an overview, you got sales details, top sold products, top sold variants, failed orders. Oh, that was me. Anyway, orders in detail, a heat map. When do clients buy the most? Obviously, it's Thursday at noon, followed by Wednesday and Tuesday. So if you want to sell something, then do it in noontime during the midday break. The taxes are still 0. The taxes module is not yet done. So that is something they are currently working on. And it's a must if you want to use that in production. Refunds. These are all just test data. Subscriptions. That is interesting. At least for me. Products. What's this one? Gross sale. product performance, and you can compare the product performance month over month. But we cannot do that yet because we started in June 2025, so there is no comparison. It's June and 2025, so we can see the current month. We can select dates. If you want to see 1 week, for instance, 1 week. This is 1 week. Works. Yeah, looks nice. We got the settings. Nothing fancy here. Everything like we expected. Checkout actions. Invoices. We have the store settings. Everything necessary. We can select the store pages, single product order setup, theme setup. If someone from the WPManageNinja team sees this, what's definitely needed is if we not just use the color picker to get the primary color. It's already called primary color, and many of us are using systems like automatic CSS, for instance, where we define our primary color and use it via variables across the site. If we want to change the primary color, we just change it in a CSS dashboard and not just in every place where we use the primary color. So it doesn't make sense to define the primary color in a plugin. So it would be great if we just could use something like the variable like primary. That would be great, but it expects an RGB color, mainly from the color picker. So we don't use color pickers. We definitely use variables here. Awesome. So we leave it as is. Some additional infos. Then we have the payment settings. Stripe is active, although it's not working because it's beta. PayPal is disabled. We can use cash on delivery. Molly, Square, AuthorizeNet, Razorpay, Airwallex, Paystack, Paddle are in the works. Looks good. Receipt template. In the EU, we are obliged to send a receipt template after someone buys something. Great that it's already in here. Same as in Fluent CRM with templates. We have a lot of placeholder shortcodes. They call it shortcodes. So we can put everything in here. That looks fine. Invoice and packaging will be available soon. The invoice template is under development. Same as the receipt template. Same for packing, delivery, shipping, dispatch slip. You can create all those documents here. I never use the invoicing of the storefront plugin because I'm convinced that the only thing that should create invoices is the accounting system. So what's needed is something that connects the storefront, i.e. FluentCart, to the accounting system, like Zoho Books in my case, for instance. And to enable that, what we need is something like a webhook. If there's no integration, then we need definitely a webhook. And I hope that this comes with the checkout actions. And with webhooks, we would be free to add whatever accounting system we need. So if someone checks out, has paid, then the accounting system gets this info, creates the invoice, sends out the invoice, done. And it's already in the accounting system. We do not need to do something manually. That would be tremendously helpful for automated workflows. Then we have email notifications. Nothing fancy here. So if you want a different sender like store@example.com, you can add it here. Roles and permissions. Managers can store data in AWS S3. So it's Amazon Web Services and not Cloudflare, Backblaze, Hetzner, or whoever provides S3 spaces. It's AWS. So it's a secret key, access key, region. If you look at the region, these are the regions of Amazon Web Services. And if you scroll all to the bottom, it says AWS Government Cloud. S3 is only working for Amazon Web Services. So I try to move away from it, but yeah, it doesn't seem to work if there is no option. So S3, great. S3 just for Amazon Web Services, well, not so great. Shipping, there are already shipping zones, shipping classes. I don't ship physical goods, so I don't need that. I don't know the difference between zones and classes. Licensing setting means the licensing setting of this plugin. We have coupons. Coupons are great. How coupons are created here is awesome. You create a coupon with a code, get a priority. Priority is used for calculations based on a priority. The lower the number, the higher the priority is. Yeah, okay, whatever that means. So discount value can be percentage or fixed. Max discount amount, you can limit this coupon, include or exclude certain categories, include or exclude products. I'm not sure how this works. I can include a type like software and exclude certain products from this category. This is my coupon. I created it. I need that for the super plugin. You can schedule it at a start and end date. Black Friday week coupons should work only during Black Friday week. Times are over where you forget to deactivate the coupon again. So no one in summer who used the Black Friday deal from last year. You can use maximum discount users, the total limit, like a coupon for the first 100 users, and just add it for 100 and add it at the per user limit to 1. So the first 100 users can take advantage of this coupon and then it's done, which is also nice. I have use cases in mind. And then you can activate it, add some internal nodes for it, and you can make it stackable. So if several coupons work at the same time, then you make it stackable. Otherwise, you said no, and then the user has to choose one coupon and not several ones. So that's already working pretty great. Then we have logs. The logs are extensive. We see all the details for warnings, errors, failed. API Stripe isn't working here on this install, but I guess that's just because someone forgot to enter a beta API key. So then we have at least product categories and product types. That's great if you want to, if you have multiple products. That's it for the left menu. Then we have the upper menu. We have the orders, that's the same, customers, products, the same as on the left side, reports, same as on the left side, licensees. This is where your licensees live. You can check regenerate licenses from here. If something goes wrong, you can upgrade. Or this one has not an upgrade plan. You see when it has been purchased, expiration date, activation limit. You can edit it and you can see who bought it and how often. Pretty great. We have subscriptions, whereas you can also have a subscription for a license. So it doesn't matter. So you can have licenses for a lifetime deal, which is a one-time payment. What's the price for that? 99. Yeah, 99 per year for 5 years. So this is a subscription for 5 years. If we take a look at how does licensing work, does it actually work? I think so, because I did some tests with licenses. I activated this license. It's not an actual plugin, so I do not write a plugin for a platform I do not control, but this is something that can be done. This one. These are the two classes you need to add to your WordPress plugin. It's called License Manager and the Updater, and this one handles the licenses, checks for valid licenses, and this checks for updates, and if the license is valid, then it does the update for you from your own server or S3 data bucket. That seems to be working already because it looks complete. It looks good. As always, clean coded. You just need to add your own data as described in the README. Item ID, license server, add these, and it works within your plugin. And I did some of these activate and deactivate licenses on the just in the browser. It's just a get action against your server, and you can see on the plugin that it has been activated for cart local and cart test. I did that 2 days ago. That's working. And you cannot create more activations than 3 because that check already works. So how does it look to create a product now? I created this membership today. You can add different pricing levels here. If you want to preview it on the front end, this is how it looks. I was curious whether I can create an early bird offer. If someone buys the basic version of this awesome member circle, doesn't exist yet, but yeah, I wanted to provide it from not just for the $99, but for the first year 50% off. I do not want to give a coupon. So I added an installment price for the first year, $50 off. Now, if you click on Buy Now, it says $49 price for the first year, and this is the $99 per year until canceled. For the first year, you get $50 off. The usual price is $99 and the total is $49. Taxes are not yet applied because the taxes model is not yet done. So they're still working on that. You can change your billing address. You can add a new one. Again, whatever you need to do here, that works pretty fine. This is the invalid public key. So if you use cash on delivery, we can place the order. Oh, it's not available. Someone bought it. So if we look on the shop, it's all built in. I was asked, doesn't that work for bricks? It does. If your bricks template uses Gutenberg content, then it works. But it doesn't work natively yet. So let's just check for, where are we? This one. This is the dev status as of 2 weeks ago. General features, single product, simple variation, coupons, basic shipping, invoice generation. They are working on it. Customer dashboard. Yes, that they need some work. Reporting. Not quite sure what they should work on reporting. It's already done. Checkout design, multiple templates. These are the Gutenberg templates. One-click purchase from product page. Would be great. What we already have is we can send clients a link with everything applied. Coupon, price, variation. So they click the link, buy now, enter cart details, done. That's already working. That's great. Email customization, Fluent plugins integrations. It integrates with Fluent CRM. Third-party plugins, ongoing. There are so many third-party plugins that could be integrated. Settings page redesign, data export. That's also necessary, especially for European clients. So, page builder integrations, Gutenberg. That's already working. And it looks quite nice. It has some quirks, so that's the reason why it's ongoing. Bricks is planned for July and August. I wish I could show something, but since this is not my server, I do not want to install my own Bricks license on it, and other users are using the same beta version as well, so that doesn't work. So we cannot even check how it looks like right now. Elementor, Divi, others, all the rest, Q4. Not quite sure how Edge would work with FluentCart. Edge is not here. Edge might be the others. Or we find another way how to put it into Edge. But Edge is still in beta as well. So we will see how this works out. Advanced features, upsell, downsell, upgrade paths are already available. So I'm not quite sure what upsell then means. Built-in order flows automation. Here, that I've not seen that yet. So it's planned for next year. Sales funnel, yes. EU taxes, general taxes planned for Q3, Q4. Yes, I think taxes is a tricky part. Doesn't matter whether it's for European or global clients. Advanced shipping, I do not need to ship that. So then we have dev features, user docs, pending release, developer docs. They already have an extensive, if you want to develop your own systems for FluentCart, they will have their own API or WordPress hooks. If we can use hooks or the API, we can build tools and processes right into it. This is great news because this doesn't work with SureCart because SureCart is SaaS, right? If we look at the developer docs are already quite extensive. Looks great. They already did a lot of work for the documents. Then we have the user docs. Same with user docs. So documentation is already there. So I didn't find a documentation how to integrate the licensing system into my plugins, but I guess that's coming. I want to compare it to other products like Woo or SureCart. What is the main differentiation between FluentCart and SureCart? I guess Fluent, it depends on what you want to do with it. If you just want to get started with something that is capable of selling digital products, SureCart is currently the way to go. Because SureCart is out of beta, it is already working, it's mainly working for digital products. They claim that they can use physical products as well. If you just look at their site, it says, where is it? Explore all features. These are all features. This is products you can sell. Physical products, digital products. Yes, you can sell physical products, but so far I was unable to add taxes to my physical products, even for a test product. I can add it to digital products. Physical products didn't work for me. Maybe I did something wrong, but it wasn't too intuitive. In theory, it would work for both. You can sell services and donations. So I'm not sure if you can sell donations with FluentCart, but I can simply build a form that just takes donations, including an invoice that comes from my accounting system. So I'm not quite sure if you need that, but you can build it with a Forms plugin like Fluent Forms Pro. Donations is nothing you sell, right? You just take the money. We have order management in FluentCart as well. Yes, it is out of beta, so they have sales tax and EU tax, and that's working great. It's included in the free version. That's great. It does invoicing as well. However, invoicing is not as flexible as it might be in FluentCart because they do it on their server. So you just have to stick with the configuration options they provide, and everything over that doesn't work at all. But they provide webhooks so that it's quite simple to use your accounting system to create the invoices. So you don't need them to create the invoices. That works for automatic reminders, send payable invoices, subscription invoices. Yeah. So it's not yet done in FluentCart, so we don't know if how this will compare. Then we have the payment processors. Yes. They have Razorpay and Square also still in development. Molly, PayPal, Stripe. I guess Stripe is the main payment processor here. The store management, we have the same in FluentCart. We have seen that already. Conversion drivers. Pay what you want. There is no pay what you want in FluentCart so far. I've not seen that. Auto fees and discounts. It's planned. Whatever auto fees are. Conditional checkout fields, multicurrency. Multicurrency, this is a topic. It has been requested for FluentCart as well. It doesn't have that yet, and I've not seen it on the to-do list. But multicurrency is a must. If you sell in multiple currencies, Woo works with multicurrency, also in the free version. But it doesn't work in FluentCart so far. Reporting, we have seen that, it's extensible. Integrations, yes, still needs some work in FluentCart. Webhooks. This is what it's mainly necessary. It's mainly needed. If webhooks are there, then you can connect almost everything. Agency suite, not sure what this is. And then we have the extras. This is where SureCart differs from Fluent. You pay extra to sell subscriptions. It costs 0.5% in addition to the payment gateway that you need to pay anyway. So 0.5 for a subscription. And if you sell a subscription for a license, then this sums up to 1% because it's 0.5 for the license and 0.5 for the subscription. So it's 1% if you sell licenses on a subscription basis. And if you use the cart abandonment or order bumps for revenue boosters, it's 2.9% extra. It can get expensive quickly. And if you think that this is included in the Pro version, it's not the case. The only thing that is included in the Pro version is the transaction fee. So you have to pay 1.9% transaction fee in the free version. the Pro version, and it only takes off the fees for transactions, which means as long as you pay, if you make 10,000 revenue or less per year, the free version might be cheaper. You pay 1.9% each time you sell, plus additional ones and additional percentages for the subscriptions, for the licensing, order bumps, and all these extra features. These are pay-as-you-go extras. This, you can see this in every payment plan, even in the unlimited Pro Pay ones. Extras are always extra here. It depends on what you sell, how often and how much. Decide what works best for you. If you look at the Pro plan, it's $179. We are not sure what FluentCart will cost, but we expect it to be in the ballpark of SureCart. I expect it to be slightly cheaper because $200 is still quite expensive. Just a gut feeling. Anyway, so that's what we're not quite sure if there will be a live to date for FluentCart. So there is no clear announcement yet. So we still have our fingers crossed that at least the early adopters can get a live to date, as it was the case with many of their products. Some products still have a live to date, like Fluent Forms. You can buy live to dates always, but there is no live to date for Fluent CRM, for instance. So this does not work. But there was no announcement regarding pricing for FluentCart at all yet. So we are still hoping and waiting for what comes. So if we compare to I don't have Woo here. Let's look for WooCommerce. This is WooCommerce. So Woo is free. If you look at the extensions. Why is that German? Okay, now we're in English. So for Woo, you have all the extensions you need to make it your own. And it runs on your server as well. The reason you need to pay transaction fees and for extras is because it does not run on your server. You're paying for the infrastructure provided by the SureCart team, which is fair enough. So you do not need a huge server to run the plugin all on your web server. So you outsource it to a SaaS company, because this is what SureCart is. And they provide a robust, scalable, fast infrastructure that provides the shop and all its features for you. They host the data. So if you upload the data, you actually upload the data onto their servers. And on the other hand, this is also at the same time the biggest drawback, because data is no longer on your server, it's on their servers. So if something goes wrong with SureCart, the data is gone. Yes, you can do backups, but who wants to extract data on a daily basis just to get a current version of the backup? I think that the risk is low, but if you operate within the European Union and upload your data, especially user data like invoice data, customer client data onto US servers, and this is what you do with SureCart, then it might be not the best idea from a privacy perspective. So we still have the discussions, can we upload data onto US servers? If you use FluentCart, it's on your servers. Even if you upload it onto S3 buckets, you can decide if it lies on European servers. For instance, if it would work not just for AWS, but also for Hetzner, then you could use a Hetzner S3 bucket in Germany. Strong suggestion to add more than just AWS S3 buckets. With Woo, everything is on your servers as well. So you have the full-fledged version of Woo onto your servers. And this is, at the same time, the biggest drawback again, because Woo is everything. It can do everything. If you can't do something with Woo, then there's an extension. There's an extension for everything. As you can see here, we have extension 1,104 extensions as of today. So that is massive. You can get a extension for everything. Not quite sure if you need everything, but if you need something, then can be pretty sure it is there. However, you might need to pay for it. So if you use WooCommerce distance rate shipping, then it's $99 annually. It's not a one-time fee, it's an annual fee. If you want to sell subscriptions, then it's $99 annually. If you want to sell licenses, just like license, they are third-party products by WP Experts or NSP Code SRL. They sell it for $99. This is $199. Sell license keys and subscriptions for software and online. Okay, so there are $200 for both subscriptions and license keys. But this is also annually. And if you want to run it within the European Union, especially in Germany, you need something that makes WooCommerce Germany friendly. It gets expensive quickly for buying additional add-ons. With FluentCart, everything is in one package. If you look at the backend, in the installed plugins here, then you can see there's a FluentCart plugin and a FluentCart Pro plugin. This looks like there will be a free version of FluentCart, similar to SureCart, but on your own server with limited functionality. And there will be a Pro plugin. Not quite sure what will be included in the Pro plugin. I do not want to deactivate it yet right now, because I'm not the only user here. But it looks like you can get a free version and a paid Pro version, which is nice, because everything still runs on your own server. That looks great. If you look at the data, site health, we can take a look at the info. Server details do we have here? So it's a Linux server, it runs on Nginx, PHP 8.3, nothing special here, 64-bit version. Is there a 32-bit version still? I don't know. PHP max input variables, time limit, memory limit, nothing special here. So this is a smaller configuration as my own production server. So it looks pretty great for the data here. If we look at the dashboard, 100 products, coupons, orders. How many orders do we have? Can we see an overview of the orders? Total 111,090 orders. That's a lot. How many customers? 51,000 customers. 100 products. Look how smooth that runs. I'm not sure how Woo would behave with this data in it. I guess SureCart could do it because SureCart scales well, even if you put in a lot of data. But it's not on your server. This runs on your server, even with a lower configuration as my own. So that is huge. That is huge. That's really a big thing. So yeah, that's it for the time being, I guess. We can look at the cart, the checkout. If you want to look at something like this, you can use shortcodes. If you want to add it to bricks, you can at least put it into bricks with shortcodes. That would work. Or you can simply put in the... Is there documentation about the shortcodes? Let's check that. So if we can, let's check for shortcodes. Shortcodes. What is it? The user configuration? User documentation? Shortcode? No, not yet. If we customize the shortcode with some details in it, then we might be able to put in some dynamic data within a bricks template. But I'm just guessing here, right? But If there are FluentCart checkout, something like product ID, shall we try it? Let's try this. There's a product. This is my membership. This is the ID. I think this is the ID. That's the product ID. Then we product ID into this. Would that work? Just to be safe, let's try the item ID equal to that. Create a new page. Copy this. Yeah, add a new page. Test. Shortcode. Publish. View the page. Card, right? Digital product with custom page. Okay. I'm not quite sure if that really works. No, doesn't seem to work. Because that's the cart checkout, FluentCart checkout. Checkout for this product. Maybe that needs a cart ID, something like that. So you need to put something into the cart, obviously. No, that's not what I want. Custom payment page. You can create custom payment pages. So if you, let's check this out. If you create an order, take the super plugin that does everything automatically, use the lifetime deal, add a coupon of 50. We need a client. Curtis Lütgen. Just like Curtis, Turkish $10. Shipping. Express. Save it. This is just an order, right? Is it? The order. There it is. We just need to get out and in. So this is currently pending, right? But what we can now do is, no, that's not the right one. Collect payments. We need to create a custom payment link. Copy it. We could use the vendor checkout, but this doesn't work because this. PayPal is not yet activated and Stripe isn't working. We just use this page. Open a new tab. This is the lifetime deal of our product, usually $450. It's one time, but the amount is just $225 and the total is $235. This looks pretty great, right? Place the order. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Can we see that in the customer profile, purchase history? This one? Oh, that's an old one from my end. No. This does not work. It doesn't work because the payment page doesn't work. The only thing that works is cash on delivery. So we just say it was paid. Okay. There's the bleeding edge beta. Usually it should get me a confirmation and then this pop-up should close automatically. It doesn't. If we refresh the page, now it's completed. If the user goes into his customer profile, goes into where is it? Purchase history. Need to refresh that as well. So this one. It's already paid. That's mine. Oh, okay. We need to go into Curtis. I cannot log in as him. But I've seen that. Where's Curtis? Just look for Curtis. There he is. You can see that. That's it. More action. Look at the receipt. This is the receipt you got. On the receipt, it says this is the order ID, the date, the details, order ID, super plugin lifetime deal, quantity 1, $450, item total, discount, discount 225, but there should be a fee for shipping. He got express shipping. Okay, how does it look here? That's working. That's working. Oh, that's not good. Total paid. It says total paid 235. And in his receipt, it says 222. Okay, so there's something definitely missing. The total is not the total, it's just a subtotal, and so the shipping needs to be on top. This is incomplete, wrong. This can't be sent to customers. It doesn't work. There's an issue. And look, and because he bought the super plugin, he also was assigned a license that is new. Has not been activated so far. We just bought it. Yeah. And we have Curtis Lütgen, 233. It looks pretty decent on the back end, but not yet on the front end. So the front end still needs some work. So what does it mean? In short, FluentCart is simple and predictable. If the issues are sorted, it's still beta. But SureCart looks cheap, but gets pricey if you scale, because you pay for extras. WooCommerce looks free, but becomes a patchwork of paid plugins. Think about not just where you are, but where you are going. E-commerce on WordPress is evolving, which is good. FluentCart might not be the loudest player yet, but it's clean, it is fast and focused. And in many cases, it seems to working better than the heavyweights. The main selling point is you own your data. You own your data with Woo as well, but not with the speed and not with the price point you get with FluentCart. Especially if you're operating within the EU. So if you own your data within the EU, this is a huge plus. Right now, this is what prevents me to use SureCart, because it's handled on their servers within the US, which is always critical. Yes, we can do DPAs, all the legal frameworks, but it's easier if data lies on my server only. I'm curious how this will look in the future. If you have questions on other things, drop me a line, let me know, and I will more than happy to test it for you. Until then, take care. Cheers. I'm out.